Chic West Podcast is heart-opening dialogues for self-identified women on a Chic West, a movement moving forward, striving to live aware, bold, and whole. Welcome. The soul speaks in mysterious ways. It's persistent and unrelenting. When you're not paying attention, it will appear in dreams if your conscious mind is resisting its presence. And if you're really ignoring the whispering of the soul, the divine will likely twalk you upside the head with a proverbial 2x4 the way I was hit with my perfect storm. The voice of your soul may feel scary because sometimes that whispers speak of truth you'd rather suppress. But the truth will always set you free. Lisa Rankin. Welcome to your fourth Chic West Summer School podcast series. I'm your host, Estelle Thomson. This week's show is all about women and voice. I hope you use this short radio show as a self-exploration tool for personal growth. Being on a Chic West is striving to live aware, bold, and whole. We always start with the soul inquiry. What makes you feel alive today? Today, what makes me feel alive is painting my little heart out and sticky freezies. Okay, so have you noticed how I did not put a voice module at the beginning of our program? Like, how on earth are we to find our voice and unleash it if we don't have a conscious space for power, body, and beauty is beyond me. But starting to reframe power, body, and beauty, and bam, you are onto the final frontiers of voice and art. Like on your warrior goddess way to know deep within your bones that self-expression is natural. Self-expression is medicinal. It's a necessity to your aliveness. 2019 is a time of enormous social changes. Our woman's voice matters more than ever before. I believe one of the major pieces of finding our voice as women is teaching ourselves to listen first. It's funny, this is something we hear more in the mainstream now. Things like slogans are most, like speak your truth and be loud. But we don't know what our truth is. And we've been told to be quiet and good girls all our lives. How then can I be loud? It doesn't feel safe for me to be loud, to be heard. Remember, if anything, stopping, pausing before you say something, anything is the Chic West / feminine way to access the power of your voice and consequently to know the most useful way to use your ears and your voice for good. There are many personal reasons why women have protected their voice. In some country, even today in 2019, it's actually dangerous to speak. Some of us have been lied to, sexually assaulted, and so on. We've been told to stay civilized and proper. Some of my teachers speaks of a deep-seated terror in us, in the idea of speaking our truth, never mind knowing what it is. But I think once we develop a clear conduit to soul and connection to our inner aliveness, that we feel it as an inherent responsibility to bring forth what's inside us and naturally out. If I know the world is sacred and my body is a miracle, and if I'm connected to that truly without bypassing the work, then my choices will change and I will feel confident enough to speak out. At Chic West, we normalize self-expression as well. We know self-expression is linked to resiliency. It's our medicine. If you are working on feeling and being alive from the inside and knowing your inner landscapes and boundaries, you can never be hijacked by the outside structures of life. First, let's look back at the roots of the word voice. In Anglo-French, it goes back to voix or voice, and the Old French voix. The definition of voice is the power of uttering sounds through the mouth by the controlled expulsion of air. I love this definition because it includes the word power and air. And in this program, we are well versed in both. From our past learnings, if we know our breath is our power, then in our voice contains our power too. But it's more than that. You know, yoga philosophy tells us that at the deepest basis of who we are molecules, wavelengths, and vibrations. And science now is coming out with studies that tell us that sound waves are actual physical things. I once listened to David Isay with his eye-opening discussion with Krista Tippett on the podcast I really love named On Being. He helped me understand something paramount about my voice. He said that the soul is contained in the human voice. I'll repeat it. The soul is contained in the human voice. This spoke to me since many times I have listened to my own voice on voicemail, and I was like, is this really how I sound? Is this really my voice? Has this ever happened to you? It's like, I didn't know I sounded like that. I didn't know my own soul. So how do I go about it? How do I get through this wall of resistance when it comes to speaking my truth and creating a clear conduit to soul? But yeah, singing. How else will you know your voice if you don't hear your voice? Yes, yes, yes. So this is how singing and mantra work can help. Sounding is crucial and often overlooked, and feeling alive and well. Letting the body vibrate and move is crucial. Today, many healing modalities overlook singing, dancing, yoga, and movement to heal trauma. Get with the program, people. That shit is powerful and works to move out from the stuck places in us and allow for more vitality and freedom instead. One of my biggest limiting beliefs around voice, singing, and mantras was that it wasn't real yoga. I believed it was silly and childlike. Boy, was I wrong. The more I studied and added mantra to my daily sadhana, my daily practice, the more I was reminded that music is in fact the language of love. Not only this, but it spoke to the hidden parts of me. Places in me I had so much defense and shame, and I permitted this coming back to little girl Estelle who loved to hum and sing. I remembered I don't just like to sing, I like to sing loud. What are your limiting beliefs around your voice? Knowing what you know now about power, body, beauty, and voice, can you widen your lens on what it means to have a voice as a woman today? My fourth grounding technique is simply called core breath. Place your hands on your rib cage, on the side of your ribs. Relax your jaw. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Feel the expansion of your rib cage as you inhale. And as you exhale, take your exhale down out of your throat and into your body, down to your feet. 1 to 5 minutes, it's all it takes to make breath and your body and your voice your ally. Your mantra this week is a bit of a homework. I guess it's to find your own mantra. Make it quick and simple, something you can always come back to as if it was tattooed on you almost. The passage read today was from Lisa Rankin. The music in the intro has been graciously donated by the artist Jen Grant, whom I adore. You can find me always at estellethompson.com. Yours in listening and voicing and bringing forth what's inside you always. Love you.